We have an exclusive story to share on KIMT News 3 First at 4. Two Mayo Clinic nurses turned lifelong best friends are encouraging us all to consider organ donation. And they're not just talking the talk, they're living examples of the life-saving decision. I had a chance to sit down with the two women who don't just share a quarter of a century of friendship, they also share a kidney. For many of us, donating an organ to a family member may not seem too far-fetched, but would you consider donating one to a coworker?
I meant to do anything for you. I mean, that was never a question.
For former Rochester Mayo Clinic nurse Sarah Coleman, it was a no-brainer.
Sign me up. Where do I go? What do I need to do? And it was never a moment of hesitation. I'd do anything for her.
4 years ago, she found out her dear friend and fellow co-manager at Mayo Clinic's cardiac surgery intensive care unit, Jean Shu's health was declining.
They zapped my energy. It took everything I had just to do my job, and then it didn't leave much else.
Born with a congenital condition that causes her kidneys to fail, Jean knew a transplant was in her future. But what she didn't know, exactly who the donor would be.
I do have 4 siblings. However, they were not able to donate for various reasons.
But Sarah, even hundreds of miles away at a new job in Colorado, was already certain she was the right living donor for the job.
I don't know how I knew that we were the same blood type, but I did. And I moved away from Rochester and left my role at Mayo about 6 years ago. And even back then I said, well, if you ever need a kidney, then kind of jokingly, sign me up.
True to her word, years later, on August 23rd of 2022, she made that promise a reality. Right back at the very same Mayo Clinic hospital in Rochester they previously worked at together for 15 years.
There was just never a doubt. I mean, Jean's been my sister by heart, so now we're kidney sisters.
There's just no way you can thank someone for this gift.
Jean says Sarah's selfless sacrifice means she can continue to live a full life with her family.
The kidney's working well, I'm feeling well, I have much more energy. I'm so excited to be able to spend, I'll be around longer for my boys who are 19 and 20.
So while Sarah may be her kidney, Jean's heart belongs to her boys.
It's everything. It's priceless because they are my heart, and I just want to be there for them as long as I can. And my husband, of course. I'll add him in.
And today, with both women fully recovered, they're hoping their story inspires others to become living donors.
It's really safe, and it's just so amazing in this day and age that we can save lives by just giving a little bit of ourselves.
While also using their experience to ease any fears their patients may have.
I think people are afraid. I was afraid of immunosuppression, and I've worked with that. So I think the more we can talk about it and get the word out, I think more and more people will be less hesitant to do it.
The self-proclaimed kidney sisters continue to be living proof that the gift of friendship can be life-saving.
Love you, call you later. The kidney wasn't the gift. I've said before, the greatest gift was our friendship. Just that eternal bond, and that the kidney was, the stocking stuffer.
I felt so privileged to sit down with them and be able to share their story. They're fantastic women. Sarah is now the chief nursing officer at a large hospital system in Colorado, and Jean continues to work as a registered nurse at Mayo Clinic, recently actually celebrating 40 years of dedicated service. And if you would like to learn more about becoming a living donor, we do have that information linked to this article on KIMT.com.